Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to try out wire dipping for the first time. And for this project I'm gonna use this 0.3mm golden wire, and I'm gonna use the UE dip from Sophie and Toffee. And I also am using these, they're actually wire shaping blanks. I got this from the brand Ryer, not sponsored, but yeah. They come with a handle, but you can use them without them like I do. And basically they help shape the wires and keep them in shape. They're not only made for wire dipping, they're made for any kind of wire art in general, but they work really great. So I'm using this like elongated one to make some petals because, yeah, the most obvious project for wire dipping for me always has been flowers, so I'm gonna try that. I put my wire dipping resin inside of this plastic because it kept leaking out no matter what I did. I could clean up the complete threading, I could completely really tightly shut it and it would still leak, and as you can see it is glued or stuck to the sides of this bag also, despite me cleaning it beforehand. Yeah, definitely something to be aware of. I hope that's just my problem and not like a thing that's reoccurring with this kind of wire dipping resin. And this is basically for experimentation, so I'm starting small and I'm just dipping them in there, letting the larger excess strip off and then curing them immediately. For coloring I decided to go with something clear. Now I know after you shape them you can totally put on some colored resin, but you know, I just thought I'd make my life easier and just use alcohol markers. These are Ohuhu markers, by the way. So I'm just coloring the backside of them and letting them dry a little bit. And the good thing about wire dipping resin, if you're not making it too thick, is it's still flexible. I don't know if people bend their shapes beforehand. I don't know how that would work, but yeah, I'm bending my leaves afterwards. And I also made some little stems for the inside of the flower out of some beads and some wire. And then I'm just wrapping. And then I'm just using some pliers to basically twist them onto each other. Now, I think there will be better methods, for example, to cut them really short and glue them into a socket or something. But yeah, this was my very first time doing this, so I went the easy route and just twisted the wire, which left a real bulk of wires on the backside, but yeah. Also, I'm sorry for the camera focus. It just didn't wanna work, so yeah, this is a bit out of focus right now. I'm trying to shape the leaves, but yeah. Anyways, this is my first flower, and I'm pretty happy with it. The leaves could sit a bit better together, but I think for the first time this is pretty good. And I like the colors, they look really, really pretty, kind of like stained glass. For the next flowers I wanted to go big, and I mean really big. So I spent a lot of time making larger loops and a bit smaller loops also, and then I dipped them. I spent at least 2 hours making and dipping these petals, and yeah, I learned a lot about how to dip larger wires. First of all, there might be occurring holes, but you can dip it inside again, wipe off the excess from the parts that didn't have the hole, and then just curing them. as you can see. And the best way to like coat these is like to like pull them out really slowly and then immediately cure them. And for this flower I choose blue. And yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of petals. They are all sorted by size and stuff. Also, I found this resin didn't like harden evenly because there was like some slight drips. I don't know how to prevent that. I guess there might be some tricks to that, but yeah. I need to look into that. And if you have any like hints on how to make these better, please tell me in the comments. And yeah, in the end I spent ages twisting together the petals, and I started by using the smaller ones and just twisting them one by one, and then later on I'm going to use the bigger petals, and I'm going to get bigger and bigger towards the outside to make it look really 3D and kind of a bit realistic, although I've never really seen flowers with clear petals, but I hope you know what I mean. And yeah, as you can see, this took ages. I'm sure you can make many different kinds of projects with this kind of wire dipping resin or dipping resin with many different kinds of shapes, but the flowers is the thing I see most. So that's what I'm making, and I see many really beautiful hair accessories made with them too. Now, since I didn't coat the petals after shaping them with another layer of resin, they are quite soft, so these will just be decorations. But if I would make like a hair ornament, I would probably shape the leaves beforehand and then coat them with a layer of like your standard nail art UV resin and just hardening them. And of course you can color the resin any ways you want, which also helps because you can use pigments. Still, I really like the effect with the alcohol markers, and it's actually pretty on there. Like, I tried rubbing it off and it didn't come off. As long as you don't come in contact with any like alcohol or cleaning solution with this, the color should stay on really, really well. So yeah, now that I had the flower, I basically just opened up the petals a bit, cut the end, and this is the final result. As you can see, I added the small flower to a little hair clip. This one I actually can coat with another coat of resin, which I will probably do to harden it, but for now it just sits on the hair clip. As for the big flower, since there was a lot of wires in the back, basically what I did is I cut them short with some wire clippers, and then I put these in one of these like bracelet cover end things. It fit really perfectly into that one and definitely looks much neater, and I could even hang it. I also think this would make a nice project to like take a string of lights, make a lot of petals and like form the flowers around the petals with this kind of effect. I think that would look really amazing, though it would take probably ages. I don't know how people make like a lot of these in a day. Anyways, although this project seems to be a quick one, it actually took hours to make, which is why I only made 2 flowers. But I will definitely come back to this kind of projects and try wire dipping again, maybe looking into it a little bit more. This was just basically my double without looking into how people really do wire dipping well. But I think they still turned out really, really pretty, and I'm super happy with them, and the hours of work were definitely worth it. But anyways, as I said, let me know in the comments down below, did you try this project? And if so, can you give me some hints on wire dipping and some tips and tricks how it will look neater? And also how to connect the petals if I'm doing it kind of in an awkward way, because, you know, all the wire that's left on the bottom is really annoying. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and this project. And I hope you have a great day. Bye!